Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been so long since I've last uploaded, but a lot has happened since my last vlog, which was August. Well, not a lot has happened since August. The most important thing is I gave birth to my baby girl. I gave birth to my baby girl in January, in the beginning of January. She was a bit early, and I thought today I would do a video about postpartum, my labor story, and some of the things that I found helpful for postpartum, because honestly, my pregnancy was so easy. Like, it was a breeze, but I think postpartum was pretty hard. So for all the new mommies, these are some tips that I have, and stay tuned if you want to know about that. First off, I want to talk about my labor story. I was 38 weeks pregnant, and after I think 36 weeks, you're supposed to go to the doctor once a week to just check up on your baby. I remember I went to check up on a Wednesday, and the doctor did, the normal ultrasound, and the doctor just told me that the size of my baby was small, like comparable to what it's supposed to be for 38 weeks. So he just told me to go to the hospital the next day to do a more in-depth ultrasound to make sure the baby is okay. So Thursday I went to the hospital and I did the ultrasound. And the doctor there at the hospital told me that, your baby isn't really growing in you anymore. So they suspect that the baby is not getting the nutrients from my placenta. I don't know, but he suggested to admit me and induce me. Induce means they're kind of forcefully making you give birth. So I was surprised. I didn't bring my hospital bag because I thought I was just going to do an ultrasound at the hospital. So my husband had to go home and grab my hospital bag. So Friday afternoon, after my ultrasound, 1 p.m., I was admitted to the hospital. I was in my gown. I tried to vlog a little bit, but that didn't work. Hi guys. But I told Danny to bring my camera so I can maybe do a little vlog of my labor. So the nurse asked me if I wanted on my wrists or like on the top of my hands, and I said whatever's easier, and she put it on my wrist, and I kind of regret it because it kind of hurts. Over there is for the baby. Let's see if I could zoom in. Oh, look. She's going to be sitting right in there. And then I have this little monitor that monitors her heartbeat. My legs are swollen as hell. But we have our own room. This is what I get. Soup, water, apple juice, a tea. You can't eat anything from now until you give birth. Danny did buy me Sophia Cuban food earlier, so I had like a grilled chicken with brown rice, and it was really good, and that was my last meal. But ideally, I wanted my last meal to be tasufan, which is like a roast pork rice, but we couldn't get that because I didn't expect to give birth today. Well, I didn't expect to be induced today. I look like shit. Like, I don't know how mommies do their makeup before they give birth. So my water didn't break, nothing happened. I was not dilated at all, by the way. For those of you who don't know, for you to go into labor, you have to be 10 cm dilated, meaning your cervix needs to be 10 cm dilated in order for you to go into the pushing stage. So I was 0. So after I ate, the nurse gave me some sort of pills where they put it in Like they insert it vaginally through me. They gave me they put a medicine in me to help me soften the cervix so I can start contracting. And apparently, based on that machine, I am contracting right now, but I don't feel anything yet. And it's been about maybe an hour and a half since they put the medicine in. Maybe I'm like 1 centimeters open, but I gotta go to 10 centimeters. So we will have to wait. And they came to check me in 4 hours, and I was not dilated at all. Like I was 0 cm. So then they're like, okay, we'll give you a stronger medicine where they kind of put it through the IV. So then they did that, and then 4 hours later again, they checked me again, and I was 1 cm dilated. Then, since I was 1 cm dilated, they said, okay, we're gonna put a balloon inside you. So they kind of put like a water balloon, I think, where the water balloon expands, therefore it makes your cervix expand, therefore you'll be dilated more. The second they put that water balloon in me, I was gone. Like, meaning I was in so much pain. Like, I can't even explain to you how much pain it is, but everything down there hurt. My butt hurt, my down there hurt, everything was in pain. And I was in so much discomfort and pain. I had to get the epidural. Like, I was like, give me the epidural right now. I'm trying not to get epidural today. I'm trying not to get epidural today. I'm trying not to get epidural today. So I got the epidural, and I was so relieved. In the beginning, I was trying to tell myself, I'm not gonna get the epidural, because women back then didn't get it. Like, I could do this, I could do this. No, you can't. Well, I shouldn't say you can't, I can't. Oh, the epidural didn't hurt, by the way. It doesn't hurt at all. You just have to make sure you're sit up correctly for them to inject it, and you can't move when they're injecting it. And after I got the epidural, they checked me again down there, and I was 5 cm dilated. So by now, this is probably Saturday morning, like, I don't know, maybe like 2 a.m. or something, I don't remember. And then an hour later, I think maybe 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., they checked me again. I was 9.5 cm dilated. So basically, after I got the epidural, it was quick. Like, I went from like 3 cm then to like 9 cm in like an hour. So when I was 9.5 cm dilated, the nurse said, okay, you're ready for labor. So by that time, it took another maybe half an hour for them to set up, and she checked me again, and I was 10 cm dilated, and I was ready to push. I pushed for about 2 hours, and my baby was born on Saturday morning at 7:30 in the morning. I went to the hospital Friday afternoon about 1 p.m., but I didn't really start the whole labor process until I want to say like maybe 4 p.m. because I had to eat, I had to like fill out all the paperwork for the hospital. So I would say my labor wasn't that bad. It took 12 hours or maybe 16 hours, not too bad. The pushing part was a bit hard. I pushed for 2 hours. I did tear. I don't know how long my tear is, but I did tear, and my baby was only 5 pound, 2 ounces when she was born. So she was very small. So now let's talk about postpartum. In my opinion, I think postpartum was harder than my pregnancy itself. I was pretty stressed, I think, the first 2 weeks postpartum because my down there was hurting. I wasn't getting sleep. I had to wake up every 2 hours to feed the baby. I did breastfeed at the hospital, but when I came home, I did not breastfeed. I am only exclusively pumping. And that is because when I was in the hospital, I tried to breastfeed her, but she didn't latch on that well, and she kind of like ruined my nipples, and I had to take a break from that because it was so sore. So I came home and I only pumped, and knock on wood, my supply was really good when I was pumping. For postpartum, I found these few items very useful for me when I'm recovering. And again, I want to emphasize, I did tier, so I had to use this. If you didn't tier, you probably don't have to use this. I've used them basically every day for the entire month, and actually not the entire month, I'm still using them right now. Right now I am 5 weeks. Yeah, I'm 5 weeks postpartum. First things first, you need maternity pads. This is the brand that the hospital was using, so when I went home, I just Amazon and bought the same ones because I really liked them. When you tear, you are still bleeding down there and you have to wear a pad. Some people wear maternity underwears, but I didn't wear an underwear. I just wore these pads. These have like more cushion to them, so they're more comfortable. So that's number one, you need maternity pads. The next thing that I highly recommend is cleaning bottles. So they go by cleansing bottle. This is from the hospital. I took it home. And then I think they call this the Peri Bottle. So what you do is, because you can't really, every time you pee, they suggest you to gently pat down, like not really wipe as hard. So every time you pee, you would just fill this with warm water, either one, and you squirt it down there and you rinse it and then you wipe it. So you do that for whether you're peeing or you're pooping. So cleansing bottle, super important in my opinion. I use this every single time I pee and it feels so good when you put warm water in this. Next is these. This is the brand from the hospital. These are just witch hazel wipes. And then the other one that you can find at any pharmacy is the Tux wipes. They're both the same thing, just two different brands. These are cooling pads and they're so helpful because it really kind of soothes the discomfort you have down there. Oh, I forgot to mention, when you push, it's very common for you to develop hemorrhoids. I don't know if you know what that is, but I'll put like a description on the screen. When you're pushing the baby out, it's the same muscle that you use to poop. So sometimes when you're pushing really hard, you get like a swollen blood vessel from pushing so hard, but you're really not pooping. It's because you're pushing the baby. So you develop a hemorrhoid. These pads really help. So what I like to do is I put my maternity pad on and then I take one of these cooling pads and I slip it on, right on top, or like where the stitches are, and it feels really comfortable. And I basically change it every time I pee. I also use this when I have to do number 2. So instead of wiping with toilet paper, I wipe with these pads to clean myself. So I highly recommend you guys. It doesn't have to be these brands. It could be any brands, but as long as it has witch hazel, you need it. If you don't like the pads, another one you could use is the Perineal spray. So this is from Earth Mama. Do you see it? You can spray yourself down there with this instead after you've cleansed yourself, after you pee. I found the maternity pads, the witch hazel pads, the cleansing bottle 3, and then this spray. These 4 things I use every day, and they are so helpful in relieving the discomfort you have down there after you have a tear and the hemorrhoids. The next thing I would like to talk about is breastfeeding. So like I said, I tried breastfeeding at the hospital, and Celine did not latch very well. So when I went home, I did not breastfeed. I just did pumping. So I only recommend 2 things you really need for pumping. The first thing is You need these what do you call this? Nipple pads or breast pads. If you are breastfeeding, your boobs will leak milk out of nowhere sometimes. Like I started leaking maybe like the 3rd day after the baby was born. Like I noticed I'll be home and I'm like doing something and I'm like, oh shoot, like there's milk leaking from my boobs. So you need to put this on. So when you open it, I'll show you really quickly. It just looks like this. It's just a pad, you know, and then there's stickers in the back, and then you stick it onto your bra, whether it's your nursing bra, you could stick it onto like your tank top if you're not wearing any bra. So these are helpful to help prevent leaking. The next thing that you need if you're pumping is a pumping bra. So I got this off of Amazon. I will link it. You put it on and then the pumping set slips in between these. So you just sit there, you put the pumping thing on, the pumping set on, and then it just helps hold the pumping parts instead of you using your hand. So highly recommend a pumping bra if you're planning to pump. Now I'm going to show you quickly the pumping set that I'm using. So the pumping set that I use is called Spectra. I really like this one. It's very easy to use, and the best part is my insurance covered it. After you assemble it, it looks like this, and you just go like this and you're pumping. And you just have to wear the pumping bra. The last topic I'm going to talk about today is confinement, Asian confinement. If you're Asian, you might have heard of this. It's called Cha Yu. So it literally translates to sit month. It means like the women should rest 1 month right after they give birth. People in Asia are very, they put great importance on this period of time. If you don't do it correctly, it's bad for the women's health in the long term. I didn't do much research into it, but I just know like you're supposed to stay inside for a month. You're not supposed to shower or touch water. Like for like people that are really strictly follow it, you're not supposed to wash your hair for a month. The way you clean yourself is with wiping yourself down with warm ginger water. Ginger is so important. You're supposed to eat ginger every day. So there's a lot of like rules into it. Like I didn't follow it strictly, so I can't say much like what are the rules, but I can tell you what I did. I did stay home for a month after I gave birth. I did eat the gung cho, so this is the black ginger with pig's feet and egg, maybe like 2 times a day. Sometimes I ate it 3 times a day. I ate a lot of soup. I had congee. Basically, I ate pretty bland. I try not to drink cold stuff. I know I'm drinking a cold coffee right now, but I'm done with confinement. So they suggest you don't drink cold stuff. Just try to drink warm stuff. Eat very bland, eat very soupy stuff. I ate pretty soupy, eat a lot of chicken. I had a lot of chicken. What else? Oh, hygienes. So they say don't shower for a month or try not to, and don't wash your hair. I did not do that. The second I came home from the hospital, I did shower because I just had to with the hospital with COVID and everything. It's gross. So I washed my hair, washed my body. For the entire month, I probably washed my hair 5 to 6 times, but every single time I washed my hair, I made sure I blew dry it immediately. You don't want to be wet. I did shower maybe 2 times a week since I was home mostly. I just dried myself really quickly. Let me know if you find this video helpful. And again, I'm so sorry for not uploading, but I will upload more. That is my goal for 2021, and I will like to vlog more. Okay, my battery is dying. I will see you guys soon.